Robbie Quiney.
Oh, no.
Don't do that. Let's hope not. Let's hope he gets up and flies away.
Give him a cuddle, Bobby. Pick him up and give him a cuddle.
Always been a feature of cricket around Australia, the Seagulls. In the outfield, Robbie Quiney now escorting him off the field. Gee, that ball was hit really hard, wasn't it? No chance.
It's actually amazing how few times they're hit.
Yeah.
Really, when you think about it. I mean, they normally are having a wander around on the outfields around Australia. Yeah.
Might not be feeling good, Seagull, but he did save 2 runs for the Stars.
Remember at the Oval, in the one-day international in London, a pigeon being hit. I went down and picked it up like Quiney did, carrying it off, and thought, oh, this is really sad. And suddenly it just flew out of my head, scared the life out of me.
Oh, so. I thought you were talking about Glenn McGrath. Something big's happening.
Is it
in the crowd?
No, it's the Seagull. It's up on his feet. This is him. That's him.
That's an unbelievable effort.
That's a bigger recovery since Rick McCosker in the centenary test here at the MCG.
He did a couple of leaning jailers, Gilly. You see that up on his...
I don't be surprised if he jumps the rope right now.
He's a bit wobbly still, but
he's not happy with him. He saw what he tried to do to him earlier.
Come on, son. Get yourself onto the ground.
Getting their big deep breaths in, isn't he? Mouth wide open.
Jeez, the crowd have lifted.
Look at him eyeing off Bobby Quiney. We might have to try and talk to him. Go, son!
Adjusted their length, haven't they? The Stars bowled more like we're used to seeing them bowl here at the MCG.
Kent McKay. That's been pulled out to the leg side. Oh, the bird, he's back! He wants in on the action again.
Jeez, he's gone right back to where he just got hit the kid out of that area.
Oh, he's back in the danger zone.
I think he wanted to help Bobby out there. His mate who helped him off the field. One of those.
I thought he could save another couple of runs there, I reckon.
That's his area. Just deep. Vertical bat. Almost went for...
Back in the danger zone. Our shape piece of benedictions. You know what I mean?
Peace.
Back in the danger zone. Well, you can't be alone. You know?
That's right.
So, we about to go in and, we pay attention to detail, because a lot of y'all just talking heads, no offense. You know what I'm saying? But, people be talking about shit and they don't even see what's being presented to them right in front of their face, So, we was touching on some subjects, then some subjects we can't ignore. We talked about, the 4 SEPTA shootings that resulted in 11 children shot, because 4 and 7 is 11, 4 is the door, 7 is the key, 11 is the path, So SEPTA equals 7. SEPT is 7, you know what I'm saying? So when they say 4 shooting incidents on SEPTA that result in 11 kids shot, it's just ritualistic number coding, number sequencing. You know what I'm saying? Or from the palindromic side. You know what I'm saying? So they just doing their rituals. And one has to argue if these stories that we seeing are even valid at all. They might completely be fabricated. If we know that the news and the nefarious clandestines and the powers that shouldn't be is all involved in all kind of fuckery, you know what I'm saying? But apparently we might even have some social media influencers involved in the storytelling, you know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna get into it. We having a little technical difficulties, you know what I mean? Struggle streaming, it is what it is. I thought this was my lighter, but that ain't my lighter. That's a different kind of torch, But we struggle streaming, so we're gonna get into this shit. They said that this young bull got locked up right here. You know what I'm saying? They said they found a young bull. What's his name? Amir, Assad, some shit like that. Boom. I remember they tried to send me the Boone back in the day when I was in school. Boone is where the bad kids go. Or allegedly the bad kids. You know how that is. But, they saying that they locked this dude up. You know what I mean? Said he locked him up the other day now. This is a 17-year-old, right? Now I'm pointing out to y'all how to use these numbers, the number sequences. You know, they always hit you with the 11s. You know, when it's kids doing shit, they always hit you with the 17. Either a 17-year-old got shot or a 17-year-old is doing a shooting. You know what I'm saying? Because 17 is synonymous with 44. Both have to do with sacrifice, ritualistic death, shooting. You know what I'm saying? So you see you see stories surrounding these numbers. You know what I mean? So it's not a coincidence that this shit happened when it happened, and all of the shit that they telling you is not a coincidence. You know what I mean? So it's not a coincidence that they're looking for a seer boom, right? Like we told you, you know, 44 and 17 is synonymous with shooting and murder, killing, ritualistic murder. You know what I'm saying? So a seer boom, I'm not surprised, equals 44 in gematria, which, like I said, is synonymous with 17. And of course, he's 17 years old. You know what I mean? So, I just wanted to point that out. I could dig deeper into that, but, give me some time. Still got work and schedule and all that fancy stuff. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So, we touching on this subject. We just getting our feet in the water.
Right.
Pope is back in the room. You know what I'm saying? So, remember we was talking about the whole situation with these kids getting shot up at these bus stops, and the one,
Right.
well, I guess you could say the biggest one, not the recent one, because there've been two shootings since then, actually. But
Right.
this was actually what, more than 10 days ago. So look, peep the number sequence again. 11 days after the shooting
Right.
is when they find the young boy. You know what I mean? Now they said the U.S. Marshals
Right. The
found him,
fourth one.
right? Yeah. So let's get that back up on the screen. So that's the gematria. Let's get that back up on the screen right there.
Mhm.
So all right, this is the U.S. Marshal statement right here. You screenshot that if you want. Try to zoom in on that for you. Hold up. I can't see shit.
Yeah, shit. I had to zoom
You
in on it
blind
myself.
motherfucker.
Like that's what I'm doing.
You blind
Yep. Yep.
motherfucker.
Oh, I can see it.
All right. So all right, look. Let me get my spectacles together. You know what I mean? Get my scumbag zoom on. Hold up. So it says this says Philadelphia, PA. Members of the U.S. Marshal, Eastern Pennsylvania, Violent Crime Fugitive Task Force arrest a member of. Oh wait a minute, moving too fast. Okay, and members of the Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force today arrest the final suspect wanted in the March 6th shooting. Now think about that. Remember we told y'all about these number sequences. Mark 6, 3-6, 666. You know what I'm saying? The great Khalid Muhammad told you that, the mark of the beast, and who marks themselves with the number 6. Everywhere they go, they leave a 6 for you to know that it's them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's not outside the realm of coincidence that this shit happens on March 6th. You know what I'm saying? Now
Right. Mhm.
let's finish reading this shit. I'm gonna read a little bit more of it. I ain't gonna read the whole thing because niggas don't like to read. All right, so where was I at? March 6th. Okay. I don't even. Okay. Shooting incident at SEPTA bus stop, which resulted in 8 juveniles injured. Now, 8 juvenile injured. Think about it. The 1 and the 7 equal 8. 1 plus 7 equals 8. 17. So the young boy is 17. You know what I mean? A sheer boom, 17. Showed you how the connection with 17 and 44. How to use that to signify ritualistic murder, shootings. You know what I'm saying? And they could push all kind of agendas through those numbers. And of course, the sacrificial number of 7. You know what I mean? To delete this number, press 7. To save it, press 9. You know, all of this shit that go over your head because you're not paying attention to detail. So we just try to tether all this shit together, pun intended. You know, tether all this shit together so you can
Right.
see it clearly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So,
Pope, you there? You good?
yep, for sure. Yeah. Buzzing
Okay.
in, checking in. I got
So
it
I'm gonna
zoomed
read the rest
in.
of this. And I want you to add some input. Asir Boone, 17, was wanted for attempted murder, firearms violations, and related charges to the relations to the shooting incident at the 73rd 100 block of Rising Sun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Again,
wow.
with the ritualistic bullshit. 3 sevens. That's a thelomite. You know what I'm saying? Another number for another thelemic number, right? Would be 93.
Yeah.
Like they told you that the sun is 93 million miles away from the planet. You know what I'm saying? So this particular shooting happened on Rising Sun, what was it, Boulevard or Rising Sun Street, or y'all know
Avenue.
Rising Sun
Avenue.
Avenue, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
the operative phrase there is Rising Sun. So when you go back to shit like Apocalypto and even the cowboy movies where they had the shootings at high noon, you know what I'm saying? Those were ritualistic murders that were in line with the movement or the placement of the sun. So again, it's not outside the realm of coincidence, you know what I'm saying? Or co-ops, right? Or psyops that this particular shooting happened on the 3700 block of Rising Sun Avenue on March 6th. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes on to say a warrant for Boone was issued March 12th, immediately delegated to the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force in Philadelphia. Approximately 12:51, which you can look at as 215 for Philly, right? Investigators from the U.S. Marshal Service, Fugitive Task Force in the Philadelphia and Alexandria, Virginia, proceeded to an apartment on the 700 block of Seton Avenue. Again with the sevens. To delete this message, press 7. To save it, press 9. You
It's
know, so
mine.
so basically, I'm gonna just leave it right there because I honestly I can't see past where it says slide at. So so
Yeah.
basically, it just goes on to give more details about um them running down on this kid, and they go on to say that he possibly has connections with somebody who is in Virginia or somebody here in Philadelphia who has connections with somebody in Virginia. So they trying to charge those people as well. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
y'all can screenshot that, take that, do whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, this is supposed
Right.
to be a picture of them locking him up, and we got some video footage too, also. You know what I mean? But but what I really want to go over is the actual video. So, we've been talking about this video, and I know you've been kind of itching to talk about this, So I want to hear some input that you got, Pope, because I know we can have some good
Yeah.
dialogue off of this. You know what I mean? Let me
Yep.
get that
Yep.
up off the
Most
screen.
definitely.
Again with the 44 reference. Like the 44 caliber killer, or like even the day that Martin Luther King was killed on 4-4, or even like Tupac said, "My 4-4, make sure all your kids don't grow, all your kids don't grow." You know what I'm saying? So, which is kind of spooky now when you really look at it. You know what I mean? But whatever. So let's get that off the screen. Um, we got some more. We got some more slides too. Actually, we did back in the slide game for the Struggle Stream fam out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I
Right.
guess this is the part of the video where people be like, yeah, like and subscribe and share and smash that like button and hit the
Yeah.
subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Look,
Yeah.
no shade
Right. Right.
thrown.
Right. Right.
No
Right.
shade thrown
Right.
because, it's just that I think that shit kind of gets in the way of the knowledge, but shameless plug
Right.
for the
Right.
room.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There
But
it is. There
so
it is.
let's like DJ K Slate, like exactly. Like the great K Slade would say, as we continue on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or like
Yeah,
DJ
it is.
Clue, do remember. You know what I mean? So all right,
Right.
where you want to go from here with this? You want to talk? You want to look at some video clips? Do you got something that you want to address in regards to this, or in regards to something else, or how you feeling
Well,
today, brother?
man, I'm feeling better than some, worse than others, man. You know what I mean? Like, we're looking at this right now. You say you want to bring the video clip about the shooting itself or what they want us to believe is a shooting, and then so I was waiting on that video. In that, I mean, because the whole story don't make sense. We good at math. That's what we know. Math is consistent. This plus this
Right,
equals this. It's consistent like math. So you know what I mean. We really breaking this down. Paying attention to
right.
detail, and it's all mathematical. So you know what I mean. I'm ready for this. I've been ready to talk
Yeah, I
about
just
this
want to
since
point
this
out.
happened.
I want to point out. Shout out to the Hargrove family. Shout out to Rodney Hargrove.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Rodney
Rest in
Hargrove
peace.
Jr. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
March 18th was the day that my cousin was shot standing out front of the uh, CFCF, you know, crooked, fucked up correctional facility. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
allegedly he was shot by somebody who seems to be working for the nefarious clandestines, because that same young boy had went on a murder spree, right? Killing 6 people over the course of 6 months. You know what I mean? And he was 16 years
Right.
old. How many sixes is that before you start seeing horns? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So, in the same young
Right.
bull, 2 years later, wound up breaking out of jail and going on a 10-day run to be put back in jail. But allegedly, he had help from some people in the jail, right? And cut a hole in the
Right.
gate. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for a 16-year-old kid. And we propose that
Right.
some of these 16-year-old kids may very well be working for the nefarious clandestines. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you know, and they're
For having these
using
opportunities.
young paid mercenaries to go out and boost the crime rate, and so the shit that they can capitalize off and virtue signal and say we need to have legislation for this, that, and the third, because these wild kids is just out of control, when
Right.
possibly somewhere behind the back door they putting money in these kids' hands to say, here, go out and have at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even the police, like we'll see in the video clips later, even the police question where they getting these types of guns from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Case in point,
Right.
a phone is about $1,000. Some of these phones are more expensive than guns nowadays, like literally. So when you see these
Right.
kids, they can't buy an iPhone. They can't. They literally can't afford an iPhone. A lot of them do the most to get an iPhone. Even stealing the iPhones, right?
Right.
So if they can't afford an iPhone, then how they
Yeah.
affording guns with switches on them and ladders and mops and sticks and the whole janitor kit? You know what I mean? how they
Right.
doing
Right.
this?
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? So somebody's giving these people these guns. Somebody's giving these kids these guns, and for what reason? That is yet to be divulged,
Right.
but we kind of know why. You know what I mean? So
And they said it wasn't stolen.
let's right. Yeah, right. Thank you
Hmm?
for highlighting that. See, God is in the details.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why
Right.
we got to go about our way to provide the
For
details.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Right. Paying
So
attention to
okay,
detail.
so let's go backwards into this shit. Since we started with a Sear Boom, right? We might have to do a two-part video to this. You know what I'm saying? Now, actually a
Right.
three-part,
Right.
because we touched on the shit before. We just kind of following up to really touch on this particular incident and all the events that followed it. Because a lot of things, a lot of strange things happen, and we just want to point out some things. Just like a lot of people are arguing, where's the media coverage? They saying that this should be national news thing. Is it possible that it's normalized because it's in Philadelphia, kind of like how the Joker was talking to Two-Face when he was like, if a gangbanger gets shot, nobody cares, because it's a part of the plan. But if you threaten to shoot the mayor, then everybody go crazy. Y'all remember that from the Dark Knight?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, enough of this back and forth talking. Let's get into some beautiful bean footage. Or maybe it's not bean footage because we might be told we can't say that. You know what I'm saying? So let's roll this footage. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go backwards into this shit. We're gonna start with or keep going on with Asir Boone. So this is the video of him or what the news reporting on him being captured. Let me get this up here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, Fred, the U.S. Marshal Service says that they gave this teen and his family 5 days to turn himself in, but that didn't happen. Instead, they're telling us that he took the bus down to Virginia. That's where they caught up with him today.
I believe that between when you have the SID unit, when you have Philadelphia Homicide and the U.S. Marshals all working together, there's nobody in the city that we can't catch.
The boy's name is Asir Boone, 17 years old. U.S. Marshals had a warrant out for him that included attempted murder and say when Boone did not take their offer to turn himself in last week, they released his name and picture to the public.
We believe probably before he was identified, he was still in the Germantown section. Shortly after, he went to North Philadelphia. And then eventually he went out to Montgomery County for a little while.
Then caught the bus to a friend's house in Alexandria, Virginia. The U.S. Marshals released these videos showing the teen being taken into custody without incident.
He didn't really say anything. Our deputies described it more as he looked relieved, he looked tired, but he wasn't asked any questions, and we didn't ask any questions of him.
Boone is the fourth and final suspect wanted in connection to the March 6 shooting of 8 Northeast High School students police say were waiting for the bus at Cottman and Rising Sun Avenues. Throughout the investigation, Philadelphia police released security video showing how 3 people hopped out of a reportedly stolen blue Hyundai Sonata and fired into the crowd. Days later, they arrested 18-year-olds Anil Buggs and Jamal Tucker and 19-year-old Jamar Carter for their alleged roles in the shooting. Police are also looking into whether what happened on March 6th was in retaliation for a deadly shooting of another teenager on Ogons Avenue earlier this week. Court documents state Buggs was recorded talking about that incident on a prison call with an inmate.
Wow.
Yeah, officials also adding that they hope that these 4 arrests will bring some type of relief to the...
Okay, my fault. I got it paused. Okay, so
You were saying? I couldn't hear you.
So no, I said I got it paused. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. But I mean, while you were talking, while that lady was talking, I couldn't hear you.
No, I ain't said nothing. I was just pausing the video. You know what I mean? You asked me to pause it, so there it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the floor is yours.
Right.
If you wanted to point something out, we would gladly appreciate that. I think everybody else would. You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, because when we're looking at the part when they showing that the little kids, or excuse me, we can't even call them little kids, the people in hoodies, because we can just assume who that is in those hoodies. I don't know how they made a description based on not being able to see their faces, but somehow they came to the conclusion that it was these individuals. They came to the conclusion that it was these individuals. Somehow, they seen a nose structure. I don't know. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Like that's just to begin with. But the time elapsed footage that we can rewind that. But when the time lapse footage showed that if they emptied 30 rounds into a bus, there was not enough time for any of them. If they all let 3 of them shot 10 shots each, maybe that'd be 30 shots. But not to give the guy 8 shots. There's no way that the one guy gave the guy 8 shots. I mean, unless he, because you got to get through the material of the bus first. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of layers that you got to get through. So for him, he'd have to tear a hole through the bus with whatever weapon he's using. Now, I understand.
Now,
That's physics. We're just talking physics here.
I want to stop you right there because the person who got shot, they're not saying that he was on the bus. They were saying that he was on the bus stop. Now, what they're saying is that
Oh,
two buses got caught in a crossfire. So allegedly it went something like these young boys is waiting for the bus. A group of masked individuals run down on them and shoot at them on the bus stop, and two buses get hit in the crossfire. That's allegedly
okay,
what they're saying. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So it
So,
is possible for them to actually hit him, but you bringing a good point, that we was going to get to, honestly. But you're bringing a good point to the table that in the small window of time that happened, it seems almost to be impossible for them to have let off 30 rounds in that small window of time. You know,
no, not at
um,
all.
now even
No,
when you
even
even right
three of
now,
them.
now most people would say this, that when you hear gunshots, sometimes they're rapid, and you might hear seven gunshots. You
What?
might have heard seven shots, and it was actually 15. So
Right, but
right
no.
now, so if you're talking about 35 shots, right now, if you counted to
Right.
15, if we just stopped talking for 15 seconds, that would be
Yeah.
more time. That would be longer than the video clip is, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. But that's why I kept pointing out
Yeah.
that why is they kept cutting the video? Why they kept cutting the video? So we gonna get to the meat and potatoes of it and play that video in its entirety. So yeah, let's run. Let's where we are at this. What's the run time? I think the run time in this video is like 1 minute. So there's only like 2 or 3 seconds left in this video, I think. So let me see. Let's see what the rest of if we can squeeze something else out of this video.
Teenage victims as they are all still recovering from this incident. Meantime, it's also added that anybody who was possibly helping any of these suspects, they could
Here, I
also
gotta
face
come.
charges for abating. Send it back to you in the
All right.
studio. We're reporting live from Center City. Leah Uko, NBC 10 News.
Yeah. So that's the end of that video clip. Let me take that down. All right. And let me take that down and out of the studio. So all right. So yeah. So of course that last little part. They were saying that the people. That's actually where we left off at from the last video. That the kids was getting better, conveniently enough for the detectives that they could go in and talk to them. To I guess to get further insight. But again, like you bringing a good point is that from the video clip that we saw, and you're gonna get more into it, you're gonna look closer at it. But just from that little video that we saw, it's hard to equate. How would they know who these young boys are just based off of looking at masked individuals, with Pooh Shiesty masks on and fucking hoodies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even for them to say that they had the particular straps that they had is, you know, kind of out there a little bit because when you got a ladder or a mop or something like that, those things they tend to be hard to conceal. So you would see you can't tuck that under your shirt or tuck that in your pants and all that. So you would see that if it's there, and we're gonna get into that to look closer at it, to pay attention to detail. Hence the name of the title. You know, motherfuckers that on boats, I guess, is beeping at me and shit. They're telling me to turn my lights off. All right, so let's yeah, we having some we struggle streaming. Hey, look, that shit just fucked up my camera. Got me sideways and shit. Now look, when I fix my camera, I think that shit gonna push you out of the room again. This is crazy. Why does my camera keep going sideways? I don't know. So yeah, so now look, I fixed my camera. We really struggle streaming. Shout out to StreamYard with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because my camera get turned sideways, right? And then when I fix my camera, the shit kicks my man out the room. for fixing my camera. I guess, is that wrong? Whatever. You know what I mean? But thank you for reminding us that we struggle streaming. You know what I mean? All right, so I got another clip. Now we going backwards into this. I'm gonna play this clip. We actually went over this earlier, but I think we did it behind the scenes. But whatever, you know what I mean. So we're going. This video clip is before they caught the young boy. This is probably like hours before they caught the young boy, or allegedly caught the young boy. Because for all we know, the whole shit could be staged. You know, those people could have just went down there and just start setting up shit and just told people, oh yeah, this happened and that happened, and nobody even heard nothing or witnessed it. But you know, in this world of deception, where people accept authority as truth and not truth as authority, you know, shit, what can they do? They just forced to accept it. Like, well, yeah, I guess that did happen. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I'm gonna play this other video clip. Exactly. So should be too much like right. You know what I mean?
Armed, dangerous, and on the run. U.S. Marshals release a photo and the name of the fourth and final suspect in last week's SEPTA bus stop shooting.
And we continue to follow new developments on your news at 5 as we stream on CBS News Philadelphia. Today marks 1 week since 8 students were shot while waiting for a SEPTA bus in the Northeast. 3 suspects are now in custody, and tonight U.S. Marshals are searching for the final suspect. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jessica Cartalia.
And I'm Siapa Lewis in for Yuki Washington. There is now an all-out search for Asir Boone. This afternoon, the U.S. Marshal Service released this photo of the 17-year-old. They say he frequents Olney, but his last known address is in Germantown. Agents are also offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to his capture. If you come across Boone, do not approach him because he is considered armed and dangerous. Now, we are checking in constantly with the U.S. Marshals.
CBS News Philadelphia reporter Nikki Dementri tonight takes us through what happened 1 week ago and how detectives tracked down the 4 people who ambushed a group of high school students just waiting to go home.
Chaos in the Northeast. In the pouring rain, witnesses shared details on what unfolded at a SEPTA bus stop in Burholm last Wednesday.
When is it going to stop? These are children, killing children.
Philadelphia police say gunfire erupted at that Rising Sun and Cottman Avenue's bus stop, injuring 8 Northeast high school students. 2 SEPTA buses were also caught in the crossfire. No one on board was injured. Doris works at the nearby Quaker Diner.
I have 3 boys. It could have been one of my children. You know, when the kids came running in, I just tried to keep them calm.
Later Wednesday night, Philadelphia police released this surveillance video. 3 suspects can be seen running out of a Hyundai Sonata towards the bus stop and then driving away. Police say the stolen car was found in Olney. Neighbors shared with us how they ran to help those injured.
Pulled my belt off and, put it around his leg and just told him to hold on to it and, don't let it go.
Then over the weekend, Philadelphia police arrested 2 18-year-olds for their involvement in the shooting.
That dude, let's go back. I want to go back. Look. Thank you, universe. This dude is lying right here. And the reason why he's lying is because if he basically did some makeshift tourniquet type shit with his belt, right? And we know his belt is big enough, right? He probably can do 2, 3 of them Jones, right? With one belt. So, but if his big ass was out there wrapping his belt around motherfucking bullet wounds to stop the bleeding, somebody would have caught that shit on camera. You know what I'm saying? I was up there that day. I didn't even see him when I was up there recording. You know what I'm saying? Now consider the fact that, all right, if this dude did this, he'd have been lingering around because everybody wanted to obviously interview him. You know what I'm saying? So never seen him. And for the most part, the people that was up there didn't even see nothing that happened because it was raining like shit that day. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was inside. So they see the police and everybody converging on this area, right? And buses is pulling up, and buses is all up and down the block and shit, right? And then they saying, well, what's happening? They said, well, a shooting happened right here. And people was like, oh, for real? Now I was there. You know what I'm saying? And the police walked me off the premises because they said I came down too far. You know what I mean? I walked down with the delivery boy who was doing deliveries, and they pizza store was like right near that the incident. I walked down with him. I said, "Yeah, I'm working with them." You know, once they figured out that wasn't true, they made me take a hike. You know what I'm saying? So I was down there. You know what I'm saying? And this guy is lying. Now think about it. He's saying that he did a tourniquet on somebody, right? He's saying that he tied off bullet wounds with his belt. Well, then where is the footage at? Now, if it's footage of this dude, I will eat my words. I will humbly eat crow. You know what I'm saying? But until such time, like my man Dr. Ben say, y'all can go to hell with that shit because because this dude was not out there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't tie off no bullet wounds and no belt. He wasn't there. Period. You know what I'm saying? He the type of dude who
Right.
looked like he wears shorts in that type of weather. So nobody would have missed his big ass. And he'd have had to been kneeling all down in the water too. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't
like,
there.
put it around his leg and just told him to hold on to it and don't let it go.
Then over the weekend, Philadelphia police arrested two 18-year-olds for their involvement in the shooting. Investigators note Jamal Tucker turned him.
That's how you know he's lying. Look, another reason how you know he's lying. There's 8 people were shot out there. So which one of the people was he talking about? So 8 people shot, and he came up to 8 people and said, "Oh, I got a belt. I got a belt to fix this." And he just picked a person. He any meeny miny mo. Who did he help?
Yeah.
If you didn't
Before
know
the
no better,
paramedics got
you would
there.
have thought that guy was talking. You would have thought that he was out there, and it was only one person that got shot. Oh yeah, I helped him with the belt, whatever. Right?
Right. Right.
Now, all right, now with these buses right here, they're gonna show you different bullet holes in the bus, right? Now here's the thing: there's been 4 shootings in the past 4 days, like literally back to back. And that week, it was a shooting every day, back to back. I was at all of them joints. You know what I'm saying? Because I was recording for the news. I seen my man OG Law at one of the shootings I was there. After, I think it was right after this. You know what I'm saying? But
Shout out to OG Law.
you know, they have buses that got shot up in different parts of the city, and I was there when they had the 79 bus. Again, to delete this message, press 7. To save it, press 9. The 79 bus got shot up in South Philly, right? And I saw that bus with the same looking bullet holes, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this almost looked like the same damn bus. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's possible. I'm not saying they did this because I wasn't there, so I don't know. But it's possible that they could have just took a bus from another shooting and just pulled that shit up the street and say, "Oh yeah, this bus got shot up right here." It's possible. And one of the biggest reasons why it's possible because it was raining like shit out like that day, and nobody was out there to say that they could say, "Oh yeah, I saw that." You know what I'm saying? This sounds far-fetched to some people. They're gonna say, "Oh, these niggas is reaching," right? But see, we're gonna get to proving these points in a minute, you know. And one of the things that we got to look at is this video footage of the actual shooting in its entirety.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get to that. So let's run through this video. I think this the tail end of this video. As a matter of fact, no, that's halfway point. So let's run this. All right.
Himself in on Friday. Anil Buggs was taken into custody by the U.S. Marshal Service Saturday morning. A weapon, police say, used in the shooting was recovered where Buggs was staying. The announcement came as earlier this week, Northeast High.
Now, we know these that some of these young boys out here ain't the sharpest knives in the drawer, right?
Right.
But I think they watched enough power and enough BMF and enough snow on the bluff to at least know that you in possession of an instrument of crime if you still got the weapon after the shooting. You know what I'm saying? So if they playing in the streets like that, and like we said when we initially touched on this story, these ain't no regular young boys because they couldn't find a fingerprint on not one of them shell casings, right? They had a stolen car, right? And they did this shit in such an efficient manner, you almost would think it was the military. You know what I'm saying? because to hit one person 8 times from across the street, you got to be a hell of a shot. So these young boys that's out here shooting like this and acting like they're in a music video, they ain't the best shot. Let's keep it a bean. So
But they're supposed to be marksmen.
Right. So when we look at 30 shots, right, almost 90% of these bullets hit their target. That's not no regular young boys. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, not at
So
all.
these regular young boys that are like low-level marksmen, right? They had enough common sense to allegedly load these weapons with gloves on, not putting their fingerprints on the weapons, right? But after the shooting, they take the gun home. I would think with all of that other shit in play that they would at least know that pistol was hot. You know what I'm saying?
It was hot after you shot it?
We just pointing out some things that's kind of, you know,
attention to detail.
Arsenio Hall used to say back in the day, things that make you go, So this young boy was found with the instrument of crime in his house. But they had enough notion to steal a car, wear a mask, and have gloves on, even when they load the weapons.
Right.
And they didn't post nothing on Facebook or social media before or after this shit.
Did the mask have like DNA on? Did they find the mask?
That's a good point.
Because
because they saying that they found the gun here, right? But are they saying, oh yeah, we found the mask and the gloves that they had?
Because that's the only way they would have known it was them. You can't just pick them out of it, random kids.
You posed a good question. How did they know that it was these young boys that they was masked up? Are they using Stingray cell phone tracking shit? You know, because maybe these young boys had their cell phones with them when they did it. But when we look at the other things, the other allegations in play, it's like, all right, it seems like we dealing with some people that are actually familiar with what they're doing. They're not novices. That's what it looks like.
Right.
So
not at 18.
It's not outside the realm of possibility that
these
young boys would have had enough notion to not carry their phones with them if they did all these other things as a precaution. Because this is allegedly what happened. This is what y'all telling us. So we can't say that we can't confirm or deny these things for 100%. We just paying attention to detail, and we looking at things as you present them to us, and we try to make sense of these things. So hey, we might be wrong, we might be off base, but we ain't wrong for questioning. We ain't wrong for speculating, for pontificating, and you ain't wrong neither. You know, if you following behind what we saying right here, and you're saying, yeah, them dudes is kind of making sense. That shit is kind of strange. You ain't wrong for that. That ain't against the law yet. You know, so allow the process of critical thought to flow through your body. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The truth is undefeated. So.
Right.
So we're gonna go through the truth. We're just trying to get to the truth.
As we continue on, you know what I mean? Like the great Kate Slade said. And you know, it's kind of weird what happened to him too. We might have to do a video about Kate Slade. You know what I mean?
School students return to the classroom.
I'm very happy for that news.
The problem is actually even bigger is because the city officials for last so many years, they've been saying that about the safety and the security of the people in the city, but I don't see any difference.
By Tuesday afternoon, police had 3 suspects in custody. The U.S. Marshals picked up 19-year-old Jamad Carter at a home in the Northeast. This all happening as the search for a 4th suspect, Asir Boone, continues.
The family is very aware that we are looking for our 4th suspect. They were somewhat cooperative.
Philadelphia police said there were no updates available today on the conditions of those 8 teenagers who were injured. At police headquarters, Nikki Demetri, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Within the next 30 minutes, we learned, or the past 30 minutes, we learned that bail has been set for 3 of the shooting suspects. Jamal Tucker and Anili Biggs are being held on $16 million bail. Jamad Carter held on a $4 million bail. All 3 face several charges, including attempted murder.
real quick. Let me pause that.
But first, armed, dangerous, and on the run. U.S. Marshals release a photo and the name of the fourth and final suspect in last week's SEPTA bus stop shooting.
And we continue to follow new developments on your...
I'm having some technical difficulties. Hold on. So
later Wednesday night, Philadelphia police released this surveillance video. Morning. A weapon, police say, used in the shooting was recovered where Bugs was staying. The announcement came as earlier this week, Northeast High School students returned to the classroom.
Now, all right.
Tried to keep them calm.
Later Wednesday night,
my fault. Why did they close the classrooms? You know, even with MOTEP, they closed the school. They closed the school the following day. You know, this shooting happened down the street from Northeast High School. They closed that school, this is a really a nice ways from Northeast High School. If anybody's familiar with that area, it's not like it's on the premises, right? But they closed the school, I guess possibly to thwart some type of retaliation. That's probably the angle that they was, you know, I guess the excuse that they would come with. You know what I'm saying? So you know, a lot of this shit
definitely
is
need
done.
one.
Now, a lot of this shit is done in the wake of the mayor saying that she wants to have school extended 12 years around the clock. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that when you're looking at shit like this, especially if you live in the city and the kids is mobbing all over the damn city when they get out of school. There's beef and fights and obviously shootings on bus stops and shit. So they trying to have this type of shit go on all throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that in mind, right? So
Philadelphia police released this surveillance video. 3 suspects.
Put mute real quick. So I want to get back to get these young boys' name on the screen, because when we do a follow-up to this, I'm gonna do a gematria breakdown on all of these young boys' names, because we did 1 out of the 4, right? Now, one of these young boys is the driver, because it was only 3 of them shooting. So one of them is the driver. We yet to figure out who was the driver. You know what I'm saying? Because they locking these young boys all up as if they was the shooters. They presenting it all over the news as if they all the shooters. But we seen 3 young boys get out the car, and one was operating the vehicle. Now, of course, he's going to be charged with that too. I mean, that's not outside the realm of reality. Now, look, this is Northeast High School right here. Northeast High School is not even walking distance. It's not even walking distance to there. Now, one can walk to 5 points from Northeast High School, but particularly they take the 70 bus down, you know, a nice, probably 5-10 minutes down the street to get to that intersection, the 5 points intersection. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's something to consider when they go and close the school. You know what I'm saying? Did I miss the part with the young boys?
No.
Did they come up on the screen yet? I
Which
wasn't looking. Somebody
is
is sending me, look, right now. Okay, all right, here we go, right here. So, but right now while I'm doing this video, I'm getting hate mail. Hate mail's popping up on my phone while I'm doing this video. You know what I'm saying? You can't make this shit up, yo. So, all right, I want to get these young boys on the screen right here. Jamal Tucker. Let me. Matter of fact, with my notepad at. You know what I mean? I'm gonna write these niggas' names down real quick. I should have been did this, but fuck it, we doing it live. You know what I'm saying? You know, a doctor. Let me say this real quick. A doctor listens to his patients before he provides his diagnosis. So, you know, I suggest that, you know, you keep you a pen and paper. You know, sometimes you gotta write shit down. You know what I'm saying? You might have to write down some shit you gotta say to a motherfucker. You know, because you know 2 people can't talk at the same time. You know, so with that said, Pope, I would like you to provide some sentiments. You know what I mean? While I'm jotting down these brothers' names right here.
Right. And what we're seeing here is that they're painting a picture. Because I was telling the brother too, like, you know, in San Francisco, the buses, if something happened on the bus, there's like 8 cameras on the outside of the bus that would have filmed the whole incident. And the footage from where they got pretty far distant. It's not really, they're showing us a couple of angles. They're not showing all the ring cameras in that area. You get, for most incidents, there's all kind of footage. Plus the kids would have seen some, they would have showed some from somewhere else. But then here you got these 3 young kids that, how did they find out that that was them? Does that look like the kids in the hoodies? I can't tell. They had masks on too. So that's a pretty good description if somebody was able to point even one of those people out.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen?
Right.
How did that happen? Let's start there. If these kids were masked up and they were in a stolen car, so it didn't have nothing to do with these kids. That vehicle didn't have nothing to do with them. You couldn't pinpoint them, and they had on masks and hoodies.
Right. What ties back to them?
How did you find even one of them? How did you even find one of them to start with? Just random. Did you get a tip? Somebody called in a tip or something? But how did you even get one of those people? You just pop random teenagers? Like, how did it even come about? But so far, none of them were teenagers, right? Oh, one of them is 17, but all the other ones, 19, 18. Is that what I'm gathering from this situation?
But yeah, they relatively all kids, though. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Right. They're kids.
That's why it's rather suspicious that these kids, unfortunately, I hate to say it like this, but these kids did a lot of things right. You know what I'm saying? They didn't leave, a trail that would ultimately lead back to them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They covered
You
their
got to
tracks.
prove it.
They covered their
Yeah,
tracks.
very well.
They
for being 19.
They even split up. They did a lot of things that would make catching people extremely difficult. But yet they caught them in a matter of days. So this is like, when you think about that, this is like top level police work right here. Like, this is the type of shit that I guess they would get an award for. It's like, you didn't have no leads, no nothing at all, and y'all solved this case in less than a month, with 2 weeks tops. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's really like, listen,
That's
somebody
magic.
gonna get an award. Somebody gonna get an award for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, maybe they might get maybe they might get an Academy Award for this. Maybe
Right. Ooh.
Maybe they might be like the Bulls.
Oscar?
Maybe they might be like what's the guy name that did Eyes Wide Shut? Maybe they might get overzealous and they might have to
Tom Cruise.
but that's a whole nother can of worms. But we're talking about the director. Maybe somebody might want to wag the dog a little too much.
Ooh.
They might want recognition for that. What I'm saying, for this Hollywood production. Allegedly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as we continue on, RP K Slate.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
and I still can't tell if that's them with the mask on.
So I stopped this video right here on these brothers' faces, not to condemn them, right, or not to aid and assist in any prosecution of them, but to get their names that they're putting up on the screen, so I can do some gematria on this story, I would say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
I think that's it. I think we went through this video already, so I can remove this off of the screen, right? So I might try to see if I can do some gematria on them, maybe in this segment, maybe if you want to go on a tangent, I might have a time to do that, but
right.
We live right now, struggle streaming, what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody tuning in. You know what I mean? Shameless plug.
For sure.
Hit them websites up. Sign up before time's up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. OpenENT.com. You got RedPillRescue.live.
Yeah, and it's literally the same site. They twin brother sites. It's like Step
Right.
Brothers. You know what I mean? All right,
Okay.
so all right, let's get another video clip up here. You know, so all right, so we went through. There's a video. All right, so I think we at the point where we can really start to dig into what we actually seeing with this video. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we familiar with what what they're saying, what this story is. We're obviously familiar with who they said that it is, even though we not quite clear how they come to that conclusion. And you know, that makes me think about what are some of the tactics that, you know, law enforcement is taking that that, you know, the regular populace may not even be privy to. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
it maybe it's
Right.
some type of things or technology that they have that we don't even comprehend that they could use to and hey, look, for this might have been one of those excuses to use that new technology. Like, hey, look, we got this technology where we can find this person and that person, and you know, hey, look, given the circumstances, problem, reaction, solution. You know,
Right.
they could
Right.
they could have HG'd this situation, or they could have HD'd this situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Or
not high
XD for that
definition,
matter.
but Hungarian dialected the situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
they could have did that. You know what I mean? And it's kind of looking like that's what it is. All right, so let's go into this next video clip right here. So
Mm-hmm.
I got some still shots too I wanted to look at too, but I'm gonna double
Okay.
back on that after we look at the video clips. And you
Okay.
know, just on a side note, I literally got a significant amount of hate mail. You know, and this is my look. This is my receiving hate mail face. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at the screen when I'm
Yeah.
seeing all kind of like negative things coming across the screen. That's my face when I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? But all right, so where we at here? All right, is this the video clip? No, that's what is this? That is a video, but maybe I don't think that's a video I'm looking for right now. Okay, so all right, yeah. So I got a lot. It's been a lot of bullshit going on, and I've been having to thwart a lot of trolls online. You know what I'm saying? So I got some darts right here too amongst these video clips that we want to go over. So I had to fish through to make sure I'm not putting up the wrong shit and stirring up a can of worms that
Okay.
ain't ready to be stirred up yet. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's
Okay.
on another dissertation. You know what I'm saying? So so this
All
is the
right. So
video right here. I think we at this point where we can
allegedly.
start talking about this shit right here. So
Yeah.
really digging into this. So all right, I want to get
Supposedly.
my hand steady right here.
Yeah, that looks like the
All right.
second guy. Yeah. Right.
Now, all right. Now look, I wanted to pause it right there, right? I'm gonna try to if I wish I could do like a slow mo thing or something. So let me run it
Right.
back a little bit.
Frame by frame. Yeah. Run it back.
Right.
Frame by frame
So
it.
all right, I might be able to do that. Let me. If I had a stylist, I could do that shit right now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe my barber hand is still steady. Hold on.
Uh-huh. Your Nintendo finger.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So y'all let me know if y'all see any guns in these young boys' hands, because I'm having
Or
trouble.
something big.
Now look, now
Right.
it's ironic that I'm at the 17-second mark. So this video starts. It's 17 seconds into the video. That's when they get out the car. Fair, what a coincidence, right? So all right, you see the young
Mm-hmm.
boy over there by the car. I'm gonna run it back too. So you know, we're gonna try to do this the best we can given the circumstances. You know what I mean? I don't have the slow motion instant replay feature. You know what I'm saying? So
Yet.
you know, this is paying attention to
Coming
detail.
soon.
So
Right.
we need y'all to get your spidey senses together. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Mm-hmm.
do one
Bear
of
with us.
these real quick. You know what I mean? Do a double
Mm-hmm.
one of these. You know, I ain't got my other hand free. you know, but do a double one of those, and then look at this shit right here, because they telling us now. I try to set this up to the best of my ability, so forgive me, but we're going backwards into this shit. You know what I'm saying? So before they tell you what they have, right? We just want to ask you, do you see anything? You know what I'm saying? Because these
Yeah. Run it back from the beginning, because then
this is the actual thing right here. So and no disrespect to anybody who was injured or anything like that. You know, we're not scumbags in that regard. You know, we just understand that the nefarious clandestines, you know, just like your man, what's your man? We just had a little three-way debate about Bill Cooper. Your man Bill Cooper said that, you know, these people would do anything to get the guns out of the hands of the American people, even use school shootings to do so, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Being on the safe side. So, you know, we just dealing with allegations, and we letting people draw their own conclusion after the process of critical thought. You know what I'm saying? Because critical thought will take place tonight. Uganda learned today. You know what I mean?
Right. Most definitely.
I know you don't like being African, but motherfucker, Uganda learned today. You know what I mean? So, all right, look, somebody sending me some shit. No, that's not hate mail, but somebody sending some darts. Somebody just sent me some shit that I need to look at, and we probably gonna have to do a video on. Exactly. Yeah. And oh, damn. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting all kind of crazy hate mail. Yeah, look, Pete. If you let somebody install something in you and you don't know what it is, then you need to be arguing with the person who did that to you. That's the only person you should be arguing with. You shouldn't be arguing with me because I ain't had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You should be arguing with the people who you rolled your sleeve up to. That's who you need to be hollering at them, because I'm pretty sure y'all got a bone to pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Or they got a bone to split.
Express your grievances with those people, with the installer.
Yeah.
Not, you know, not me. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we provide remedies and recommendations. We don't do installments.
We might have to just keep running this video back, because I don't got slow motion, man.
We're gonna have to.
Look, my fingers is drunk. My fingers is high, man. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just asking y'all. Do y'all see any guns in these young boys' hands as they exit this vehicle?
A regular gun.
That's what I'm asking you. Do you even see a regular gun?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they didn't have guns. I'm not saying that. Because, hey, look,
not at all.
This is paying attention to detail. Maybe they very well did have guns, and maybe we just couldn't see them based upon the video quality here. Now, this looks like pretty good video quality, right?
I would say so. Yeah, compared to some of the other video footage I've seen.
Right. Especially them
compared
videos.
to a
This is better
Bigfoot.
footage than any alien
Loch Ness Monster.
Bigfoot video, or any one of them. All that shit. So if y'all believe right, then I think this is a pretty clear video. Are we having some technical difficulties because the screen looked black? Is the screen black for you?
No, it's not black.
Oh, it's not black. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I know y'all don't like black, right? But black is all right. You know what I'm saying?
As long as it's not telling the truth.
Look, black is only not cool when it's up under your eye. You know, and some of y'all might get that. You might get some black eyes. You know what I mean?
Fucking with some black guys.
That's when black is not cool. You know what I'm saying? So all right, do y'all see people?
What's going on? Shout out to the viewer.
Do y'all see guns in these young boys' hands?
Oh, yeah, run it back. Yeah.
These people is really nonsense. I tell you, man. Listen, I'm gonna get at y'all. I'm gonna get at all of y'all for the
Right.
nonsense that y'all talking about, because apparently somebody think that that they are Messiah, and light beings and dark beings and 17 foot tall beings sent you to Instagram to post pictures of girls with fake butts.
Oh
I don't
wow.
see the correlation. I'm sorry. I don't see the correlation. You know what I'm saying? And just on that note, you really can't trust nobody with the name Bay. When you see somebody with that BEY, you can't trust them. You know what I'm saying? That name has been co-opted to the point where you just can't trust nobody with the name Bay. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother can of worms. But again, topic right here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for going off on that. But topic right here. Do y'all see guns in these young boys' hands? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Right. I mean, and big guns at that, because they said it was a
All right.
extended round,
All right.
right?
So now look, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back like 2 more times, and then we're gonna move forward. And I'm saying I don't want to be stuck on this right here, but this is something significant that needs to be looked at.
That's the most
Do y'all
important
see
part.
guns in their hands? Now, all right. Now look. Okay. Let me pause it right there. So, all right. Do you see 3 young boys get out the car, and then this car is going to back up? You know what I'm saying? And turn around and
Right.
get in position to pull out. You know,
Right.
so these young boys get out the car, and I didn't see no guns. If it is a gun there and I'm missing it, I apologize, and I'll retract my statement. You know what I'm saying? No problem with that.
Right.
But I didn't see no guns, especially not no
Mm-hmm.
guns that got extended clips and switches and all that.
Right. No big
When
shit.
them
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
guns, you're not tucking in your pants, and if you got it out,
No.
people gonna know that's something. What the fuck was
Yeah.
that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're
So
not
so
carrying
all
it
right,
like your cell phone. You're not
right.
carrying it like
So
your
now
cell phone.
when we talked about this the first time, right? They said that I remember saying, okay, they said it was 3 shooters, right? And they said that
Right.
it was like 30 rounds fired. So I said, okay, well, 3 shooters, that's about 10 rounds apiece, right?
Right.
So
That's what we was
the
talking about.
problem now is that you got 30 rounds in between 3 shooters, and at least one of them allegedly had an extended clip with a switch on it.
Right. Right.
So so is it possible that one of these motherfuckers wasn't shooting? Now,
Yeah.
when they say on average when people go out to war, it's a nice percentage of people who don't actually fire a shot. Or if they
Right.
do fire a shot, they're not even aiming
Or
at
they
nobody.
freeze
They're
up.
just shooting.
Right. Right.
And a
Right.
lot of
Right.
people have
Yeah.
actually shot. There's a lot of people that actually went on route to go shoot people and actually shot one of their own compadres because they wasn't actually aiming at what they were shooting at, and they wasn't in
Yep.
proper formation. So
Yep.
these young
Rest in
bulls
peace, to that
avoided
guy.
all that kind of shit. They avoided all that kind of shit. So that automatically puts them in an elite class of
Elite.
shooters in terms of
Right.
doing shit on the streets like that.
Even hood shit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if anybody is familiar with that kind of shit that we talking about, there is countless of individuals who have been shot by their own compadres because they wasn't in proper formation and they wasn't really, trained shooters. So these young boys, just with this right here, they in a whole different class of the type of shootings that we see on the street. These
Right.
young boys seem to know what they're doing and doing it efficiently. You know what I'm saying? And that's something to consider. Is it Call of Duty? Is it Hasbro? Is it GTA? Rockstar Games? How are they getting like this?
Super soaker.
Is it some nefarious clandestine group? You know, are these young boys orphans? Because you know how they love orphans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's going on here? So all right, let's move forward here, right? So we have some suspicion as to whether these young boys actually had, straps getting out of the vehicle. Now,
Right.
I'm not saying that they didn't, but if you're watching this, express your grievances if you feel what I'm saying. If you feel what I'm saying, if you're saying, yo, I ain't see, put it right in the comment or whatever. I don't know, but share it with somebody and ask them if they seen it. You get
Right.
somebody with good eyes. If you got kids, get your kids in here with the good eyes and have them look at this
Right.
shit. Put it up on the
Right.
fucking screen, on the big screen or something. Pause
Yep.
this video, slow it down with your features because you shitting on me saying, oh, he ain't got slow motion. Well, you got slow motion. You do it then. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
You
Right.
do it then. And you tell me if them young boys had straps getting out the vehicle. Because it ain't look like it to
Yeah.
me. On my little motherfucking screen, my little struggle stream in life, it ain't look like it
Right.
to me. I'm sorry. And
Look, and there's
Pope, what you think?
man, I think there's two situations that we got to look at. First is, did they get out with weapons? And if they did, how fast did they let off 30 shots, even if they each shot off 10 shots? And
Okay, well
then
let's look
get
at that
back
right
within
now.
the time
Okay.
elapsed time.
Okay, well let's look. Let's look at that right now. Let's let the video play. Okay, so this is them getting out the car, right?
Allegedly.
Now
Yeah.
this is them running over, and they're
Yep.
supposed to be shooting right there. Now, okay, is it possible that they was running and shooting at the same time?
And
Maybe.
from where? They would have had to
But I'm saying,
started shooting from the car.
because listen, and 30 rounds is 30 rounds.
Right.
And if those bullets was equally dispersed among 3 weapons, right? That means that
Yeah.
somebody didn't fire didn't empty out their clip, especially if you got a ladder. If one of them had a ladder, whoever had the ladder didn't empty out his whole clip. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
possibly. And now it is possible. Now, they said he had a switch on it. If you hit that switch and that shit go fully automatic, yeah, he probably could have dropped the whole clip out there. You know what I'm saying? That's
Within the
possible.
time that they ran and ran back.
But again, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's look at this shit because
Yeah.
for the time frame, for the time sequence that we're looking at right here, they look like they had about 5 seconds. What you
Right.
think, Pope? 5 seconds? Maybe what? More than that?
I'd say less.
When they get out the
I'll
car,
count it.
when they get out so all right, look, the time stamp they get out the car at 17. By 22, this time stamp is like 23 right here. And
Yeah.
before
Does it
30
skip?
seconds into the clip, they getting back into the car.
Right.
This unfortunately to say this is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like yo, what the
Okay. They
fuck,
get out
yo?
the car here. They would have to be shooting from right then to let off 30 rounds. Then each shoot 10 times.
Look, okay.
It's semi-automatic. And if
Look,
one of them has an automatic, I mean,
can you count to 30 in that I want to know, anybody watching this
no.
video, can y'all count to 30 in that? Try as fast as you can to count to 30 from the
Right.
17 mark. When these kids, when the screen cut to the different surveillance camera, right?
Yeah.
Now look, they
Right
running
then.
over, so this is a matter of they stitched this together seamlessly. See, look, they pull up. Now, so you telling me that they just came from firing 30 rounds? Do y'all not see something wrong here? Now, so that's at the 33-minute mark. They get back in the car.
Mm.
So that's literally less than 17 seconds that they fired 30 rounds. Right here.
Right.
All right,
Good.
Let's count from. Let's go back and let's count from here.
Yeah. They would have had to do it because it would have made the other people
1,
that was close by
2,
run.
3, 4,
Nope.
5.
Because the people were still walking towards
All
them.
right, 5.
The
So
feet
5
movement
seconds.
didn't change.
Listen, literally 5
Yeah,
seconds.
that's
So
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
look, we called it right on the head. 5 seconds. There was a 5-second
Yeah.
window for them to fire 30 shots. Now I'm just asking y'all, is it possible? I'm not saying that they didn't do it. I'm not saying they did, but I'm saying, is it possible? I don't think so. I'm looking at this
I don't think so.
very suspiciously because y'all telling me that 30 rounds was fired in 5 seconds, and they hit their target efficiently, basically more than 60%.
Yeah.
Who the hell are
No.
these young bulls? And they speed off without a hitch.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
With
Hey,
hot
listen,
guns. With hot guns.
I didn't see people chase people for an accident, all kind of shit. It's crazy people out here that do shit like that. I done heard stories of people getting shot trying to be vigilantes and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these motherfuckers just did the unthinkable, and they fired on some kids.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
look, trip off
And they
life.
pulled off without a hitch. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's very,
Yeah.
out of everything that we discussing, that's the most likely thing. Because we do live in a sadistic world. We do live in a world where people only care about themselves. We live in a world with a lot of de facto Satanists. So, yeah, I can very well see, out of all of the things that we're talking about, I can very well see how people would have not intervened and let them kids just go off because young boys is crazy, all that. I could definitely see that. But 30 rounds fired, and before I can even get my words out right here, that theory is absurd. I'm sorry.
No. Look, when you see those kids walking over there.
Look, I'm not even talking about the functionality of the guns, because they did say that this gun had a switch on it, and you can switch it. Allegedly, you can switch one of these guns to at least one of these guns to fully automatic.
Fully.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But even still, in that window of time,
do you know how hot that gun would have been?
5 seconds. But see the thing
is,
5 seconds. You have 5 seconds to hit your target efficiently. Like, you ever watch those triathlon shits where the military training motherfuckers and niggas they gotta crawl and get up and then they gotta shoot the target? That's some type shit. That's some gold medalist type time that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what them competitions is called, but when they be having to like crawl and do a forward roll and get up and then shoot the target 10 times and all that shit, that's some type of shit that they would be doing in that type of shit. So to hit your
some
target
actual Call of Duty,
and with 60% of the shots you fired in a matter of 5 seconds, listen, to say the least, that's impressive. Now, I'm not trying to glorify violence here. I'm not trying to say that shit was cool in any way. But if you just simply just take the numbers of what you're dealing with there, just like how, like, what's that movie with Gomer Powell? I remember they talked about the bull shooting JFK allegedly, and they said, yeah, they was basically talking about what a soldier could do with a rifle, yeah, because he did this in a matter of this for the seconds. You know what I'm saying? That's some astronomical shit. So you saying that these 3 young boys, they shot 8 people and they hit one person 8 times in less than 5 seconds.
Less than 5 seconds. No.
And got back in the car and pulled that. Listen, that is literally like some video game shit.
Hey, look,
even in the video,
let me tell you
even
physics.
In the video game, even if I don't give a fuck if you playing GTA, Fortnite, any of them shits, even in that world, it takes longer to fire 30 rounds at your target.
You're right. Hey, look, trip off life. Look, just one physics thing we're going to add to the equation. Imagine how hot that gun was when he tried to put it back on his waist. Because he didn't have that gun. When they ran back to the car, they didn't have that gun sticking out. It would have to be sticking out because that gun physically would be hot as shit if you fired that many rounds. That's just regular physics. You know what I'm saying? You would actually...
Listen, for a gun to fire...
What's going on?
At least 10 to 15 rounds. For one gun to fire at least 10 to 15 rounds in less than 5 seconds, it would have to have some type of switch on it that makes it fully automatic. So therefore,
and you're not shooting like that.
Yeah. Therefore, that's not a gun that's easily concealed. You're talking about a gun with an extended clip on it that hanging out to like this. So, all right, we didn't see when we watched that video. Let's go back. We're just coming in. Shout out to y'all coming in. Let's go back to the 17-second mark.
Yep.
Look, pun intended.
That's what you want us to believe. Right.
Where y'all see any of them? Let me know if you see a motherfucking ladder. Oh, matter of fact, look. Let's get fair. I can hear somebody saying, Well, you got that banner up there. I can't see. All right, let me let me move the banner. Let me
We
move
can
the
take it
banner out
down.
the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank. Somebody sent me that frequency out there. Thank you. So all right. Let me move the banner.
Right.
Right. You ain't moved the
Okay,
banner.
for
All
sure.
right. I got you. So I moved the banner for you. That's the best I can do. You know what I mean?
All right.
Now, when y'all see that, maybe he had the ladder. It
No.
took him a little bit. The one who was on the inside, it took him a little bit longer to get out the car than the other two. Maybe he had the ladder.
Right. Right.
Because look, I'm really trying to make sense of this here. Do y'all see? All right, now look. You know what? Let me go back because I do see. Look, do you see the guy up top that gets out the passenger seat? It looked like he got a gun in his hand.
Let's see.
Yeah, he got a gun in his hand. So the young boy that got out, at least I look from what I'm seeing right here. It looked like yes, the young boy in the front, he had a strap in his hand. You know what I mean? But again, how the fuck did they do that fast? Like they literally just ran 5 seconds in one direction and then turned back the other way. How? Is this video on play 2
Yeah.
or something?
You can.
Did they
Yeah.
speed up the
It's
video
got to
or
be
something?
time lapse. It's time lapse. But yeah, it's time lapse footage. It's got to be. There's no way that physically those kids could do that.
Yeah,
Physically,
man.
anybody. Tell me, okay, you
That
marksmen's out there, you people who do all kind of like actual shooting and stuff like that. Like, tell me, is that possible? Tell us, is that possible? Because
listen,
that right there is looking
this
like some.
video, it must be playing in play 2 or something. You know, maybe it's like a 10-second delay in it or something. But the way that they stitched it together looked
Physically,
like
it's
it was
impossible.
seamless. It literally looked like, oh, hold on, let me go back because maybe I'm tripping. Am I tripping? Am I tripping,
Go from
man?
the beginning. Play it from the beginning. No, play it from the beginning. Let's see it from in its entirety. Yeah, let's go. Let's see this. This is the car allegedly. So they pulled over here. They blanked it out. Why they blank it out?
I don't know. Crafty.
All right. Yeah.
I can pretty much confirm that at least one of them was strapped. You know what I mean? Now, we got another video that, you know, where I zoom in on some still shots that, now y'all can be the judge of it, that don't seem to look exactly like what we seen here. But again, at the same time,
Right.
video footage, video quality, all that shit has to be factored in. You know what I'm saying? So from my analysis of looking at this again several times, I can move my position a little bit to say that okay, that I did see at least one of them with a ratchet in their hand. But that still does not alleviate my concern here. You know what I'm saying? Because
You know your video
we still
sideways.
got to figure. Somebody had to explain to me that how in the fuck did them young boys hit that section up over there 30 times in 5 seconds, in less than
Yeah.
5 seconds, because they was turn at when I counted to 5, they was turning back and running already.
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
the
So the
people that were
one or two
walking
boys,
on the
so
side didn't move.
and we giving
The
them
people.
and I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they was running and shooting at the same time. And if anybody
Right.
knows anything about marksmanship, it's extremely difficult to shoot and run at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You really got to
Allegedly.
be a marksman to run and
Right.
shoot at the same time and to
Right.
hit your target
Especially shoot.
efficiently 60%, more than 50%. You know what I'm saying?
You've had to have done that before.
I don't know, man. You know, now I'm just saying, we just paying attention to detail. Shit just look
Right.
a little fishy right here. Now, look, y'all can be the judge of it. I'm not telling you what to believe or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just presenting information and allowing the process of critical thought to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. 2 times.
Mm.
Jimmy 2 times. Hold up. What we got here? Okay. Apple raping me. You know what I mean? You know what it is. Y'all know how y'all do. Raping people. Shout out to Apple. Get you some Apple stock, but they got me sideways. Now look, prepare to be vanquished. Because when I fix my camera, they're gonna try to vanquish you again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. What's up with you? Opening your teeth. Man, not technical difficulty in a house like
Hey,
a
so look, I
kitchen.
fixed it without you being vanquished. You know what I mean?
Right,
Look at that.
right.
Because they like to
Yes, sir.
vanquish you when I fix my camera. You know what I mean? But if I turn my camera off and then fix it, then you won't be vanquished. Vanquished to the
Mm-hmm.
shadow realm. You know what I mean? To think about what you did. That that's what that's what they want. That's what they want to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So all right, let me I gotta go past this arsenal darts that I put together to get to these
Okay.
videos that I want in question right here. So let's see. All right, now look, I gotta. Is this the video? See, I gotta check this video first. Now this is a video that I had. Now I'm gonna throw this up too. So I was just proofreading the video real quick. So this is a TikTok video right here. So it's gonna be a little horizontal, or vertical. Yeah, it's gonna be a vertical joint. You know what I mean? So you gotta bear with us on the vertical tip. You know what I mean? So all right. So here we go. Bear with me on the vertical tip. You know what I mean? But that's what we got right here. So all right. Now this is a still shot right here. You know what I mean? I'm just zooming in on the pictures. Now see, this is pictures they put up online. Now, all right. Now again, I expressed my concerns with these images right here. Now we see now they showing us now that's the young boy in the front. So that's him in the front for sure. From what we looked at, that's the young boy that got out the front seat. Now, all right, that's the young boy that got out the back passenger seat, and that's the young boy that got out the front passenger seat. You know what I mean? Now, of course, now this is the car that was stolen, right? And it's just some police document bullshit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when you're looking at at those images, right? It just for the sake of conversation. I'm not saying that this has happened, but just for the sake of the conversation, it is possible that even in this video altogether, they could have edited this video to make it look like these young boys had straps. Now again, I'm
Right.
not leaning towards that whatsoever. I really do think they did have straps. You know what I'm saying? But now my discrepancy is with the video that we're looking at it in itself as a whole, because
Yeah.
I'm still not buying that these kids, these novice, immature, unbattle tested children,
Yeah.
allegedly, right? All of those
Right.
are allegations, and they allegedly committed this highly efficient maneuver in
Right.
record time.
Right. Record.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Marks
I would
beyond
think that
training.
they wouldn't even do a bid. Special forces would come and get them and say, you know what, we need y'all to run some ops for us because
Yeah.
y'all did a hell of a
That
damn good
was
job
good.
out there.
Yeah.
All right.
You definitely did a great one. Right.
And again, I'm not glorifying violence. I'm not saying it's a good thing that somebody got killed or nothing like that. You talking about military operations and them jarhead motherfuckers who give less than a shit about human life, they would be looking at that shit like, damn. Just like how Jay-Z was. Now look,
Yeah.
let's throw Jay-Z under the bus. Just how Jay-Z was. Remember that movie Streets is Watching? and they shot the boy, and he said, "Damn, you see a man, hell of a shot." He said, "You can't miss." You know what I'm saying? So they was bragging about, how efficient they can shoot somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a problem with what I said, then take it up with Jay-Z. Take it up with Jay-Z. I'm throwing him under the bus. You know what I mean? Fuck that. It was his idea. You know what I mean? Hold up. Did I accidentally put something up there? Hold up. All right. This ain't we ain't gonna have no Drake moments. You know what I mean? Cause we ain't into no nefarious shit like that. We ain't gonna have no Drake moments. Drake putting up glazy pictures of himself. You know what I mean? All right, so there's another vertical, John. Bear with me on the
suspects. This in connection to last week's mass shooting at a SEPTA bus stop in the Burholm neighborhood of Philadelphia. 8 Northeast High School students were injured at Cotman and Rising Sun Avenues. One of the victims, a 16-year-old boy tonight, remains in critical condition. Police say he was the intended target. Jamal Tucker and Anil Buggs facing a number of offenses, including attempted murder, aggravated assault, firearms charges, and related offenses. Police say the search continues for more suspects.
There are 4 individuals in that car. We believe 2 of them are in custody right now. We're not done.
So these videos are older.
The arrests come as some Northeast high school students return to classes today for the first time since that shooting.
And again, Northeast High School is nowhere near that shooting. So for them to associate the two without giving you the proper details is disingenuous. Just highlight that. This is Channel 6. And it ain't no different than Channel 10 and Channel 3 or whoever, because they all disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? But but because you don't know, especially somebody that's not from Philadelphia, they don't know the area, nothing. They will let you to believe that this was a school shooting. And I wouldn't be surprised in the future that they label this as a school shooting. This is actually, in fact, a SEPTA shooting. You know what I'm saying? So this would be something. They got me sideways. Hold on. This would be something that SEPTA police have to file an incident report about, right?
Right.
Yeah, because their vehicles got hit. So you can't say this is a school shooting. It was a shooting that involved children, yes. A shooting that involved children coming from school, yes. But it wasn't a school shooting. But
not at all. Not even close.
It will be labeled a school shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why they closed the school. So some of this is possible that whether this is a genuine incident or not, it will be used in a Hegelian dialectic type of way. Problem, reaction, solution. Oh, we got to do something about this. Oh, you know what? We already got a bill ready for this. We just so happen to be working on a bill about this. So they're gonna have to do something.
We got the wording in place.
They're gonna have to do something not just about the schools, but SEPTA too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just people overall, because this is not just a school thing. It's not just a SEPTA thing. It's a commuter thing. So it's like, all right, these are 4 random individuals that were involved in a heinous act and just jump back into traffic. So they can use these type of incidents to say, hey, we don't know what people have on them when they're driving around. We need to have checkpoints. We need to have this. We need to have that because of shit like this. You know what I'm saying?
The solution part.
So if there's any nefarious clandestine signature involved, it's of a grave concern, because this is the Hegelian dialectic approach that they would take to try to, tighten that noose on you, and you being accepting of it. Because if they just woke up one day and said, hey, look, we're gonna start having roadblocks and security checkpoints, you're gonna say, oh hell no, that's some bullshit. But then when you get hit with stories like this, and then they say, well, yeah, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? So it's a way to get you to accept some shit that you wouldn't accept if issued to you without, you know what I mean, without the initial incident. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
something to consider when you're allowing the process of critical thought to take place in your mind right now. You know, but that's prevalent. You have to be able to practice critical thought. You know, and critical thought requires you to take your feelings and tell them to go that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might say, "How could you How could you say these things? Oh, they would never. Oh, what we do? You're talking about children. Oh, he's so. You see, your feelings will cloud your critical thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the people who write Hallmark cards, right? People who don't give a shit about you, don't know you from a can of paint, they can write some shit in a fucking piece of paper and give it to you, make you pay for it. You open the shit up and read it and hug whoever gave it to you and start crying and shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
You underestimate these motherfuckers. They can write some shit on a piece of paper and make you cry. What else can they do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What else can they pull your chain on? Yeah, they get you to believe all kind of shit. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because they can write on a fucking piece of paper and give it to you, and you're gonna fucking cry. And you'll read the shit and say, you know what, this is so good. I'm gonna get this to my girl. I'm gonna get this to my sister. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get this to my grandmom, and she's just gonna love it. I'm gonna get out the
Right.
doghouse with this shit. So it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
manipulation and psychological operations going on all around you. You normalize the shit, and because you
Mm-hmm.
normalize these psychological operations, you're not quite sure when you're under one. So we
Yep.
just like to point out the details in that regard to say that, hey, this very well might possibly be one of those moments. You think? I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep. We leave it up to
But
you
there
to
is
make
some
the
shit that
decision.
makes me question.
Make me go,
Right. Now, the side note today, while I look for this other video, some ninjas fucking robbed an armored truck and came up with 2 stacks, cracked the guard in the head, sent his ass to the hospital because he was lacking, and somebody came up on 2 stacks. Now I know they salty because it was allegedly it was more than one person, and if they gotta split that, then they did too much. They did too much for just a stack. Because if you get caught,
right.
you're gonna have more than $1,000 worth of problems. I tell you that much. So
Right. I was going to ask you what a stack was because that, you know what I mean? Over here, a stack is a G. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, that didn't even sound like a lot of
yeah,
money.
that's
You know what I
I
mean?
don't think
Unless
it's
it
high as that.
changed over there. Yeah, 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 yeah. I was like,
But
yeah,
but that also shows that times is hard. I'm pretty
right,
sure that they ain't too unhappy about that. They might have hoped to get more from an armor truck. I would assume that anybody would. But I'm pretty sure that they can't be too salty about that. You know what I mean?
right, for sure.
They
That was a
can't.
win. That was a win on there. Not to
Right.
glorify them type of situations, but at least they didn't come up empty-handed.
Right.
They could have came up with
Now
some bullets and took them home.
I want to play this clip right here that I seen on TikTok about some of y'all need white verification. Hate to say it, but it's true. So I'm gonna play this video from TikTok where this white girl's talking about the incidents that occurred in Philadelphia and her take on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play that real quick. Oh shit! So I got kicked out of the room. I was wondering what happened to that, why the screen changed like that. But they kicked me out of the room. They kicked me out of my own
All
shit. Damn.
right.
Kicked me out of my own shit. Damn. You know what I mean?
There you go.
So, all
There
right,
it is
look.
here.
I'm getting back in the room. Let me get back in the room. And we're gonna play this clip right here for the family who need the white verification, right? Just recently, I seen this little video clip of this white guy talking about St. Patrick's Day and he was talking about Maywin Sukat, you know, aka St. Patrick's Day. Now he didn't provide, you know, as much information that I did on the subject, but apparently, because people like that white verification, that shit was shared all through the black community. You know what I'm saying? And even though I think me and you, we actually did a video on that. I know it's called Maywin Sukat Day. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
think it's up on YouTube or somewhere if they
Okay.
didn't take it down. But you know, we did the Maywin
Right.
Sukat Day video, and you know, motherfuckers didn't like it because his brother's talking about it. You couldn't accept the information coming from a brother. But a lot of y'all
Right.
need that white verification. So, you know, when it's a white person saying the same thing, it's like, oh my God, I got to share this to somebody. Look at this white
Yeah.
man saying this. You know, it's just like it's just like kind of how y'all feel about Eminem. If Eminem was black, you would say he was trash. You know what I'm saying? You would say he's a weirdo rapper, some type of weirdo, not even a backpack rapper. You would just say he's a weirdo rapper. But because he's white, and the bar and the expectation is set low, you know, he can put together his weird convoluted thoughts in rhyme form, and people say he's the greatest rapper ever. You know, but
Yeah, like how look at how Hobson is, the way Hobson is treated. Look, because they, you know, he black and he rap with a, you know, a different kind of style, so they put him in the category as a weird
yeah,
rapper.
Royce the 5'9",
You know what I
Royce the
mean?
5'9" is better than Eminem. But you know, but look, you can't say that because he's black. You know, but let's 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 pull this video right here.
Shout out to
So
Slaughterhouse.
yeah, shit. What's his name? The other dude is better than
Gonna
him too.
ruffle some feathers. There was a mass shooting in Philadelphia. It injured 8 students at a bus stop. It was the 4th shooting in less than a week involving a Philadelphia SEPTA bus. This teacher from that school posted about it saying, why isn't there more outrage? There's not enough media outrage about this. There's like local news stories, but really nothing like national. The media posts things that are going to get attention, and the things that get attention are specific agendas. And this specific situation does not fit a specific agenda. It's basically pushed aside because Philadelphia is a crime.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there, Susan, Karen. She says that this does not fit a particular agenda. Obviously, she don't know the agenda. You know what I'm saying? See, the agenda is carried out at the high level, at the national level, at the state level, on the city level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's a lockstep agenda. Everybody has to be involved from the top to the bottom. So everybody experiences this in some regard. But but to give some credence to what she's saying, just like the Joker said in the clip, where he said if a gangbanger gets shot, nobody cares, right? Now, okay, let's address that statement. Given what we're talking about, Philadelphia, given the young brothers that they put up on the screen, right? One would assume that they're all just gangbangers. So therefore, not really that important. So that would be the response to this. See, the thing is this story is broadcasted all over the news.
Right.
So you had notifications about this, but so the media is rolling out their agenda, but it's showing you what people respond to out in the world. She's saying, where's the outrage at, right? There's no outrage because the people who they're pitching this to already expect black people to get shot in this way. That's why. So if it was some Columbine, some white people kids or some shit like that, oh yeah, then it's an outrage from the populace. See, the media did their job. The media put this shit together, they put it out there, and then the politicians gonna come and follow suit and do the agenda. See, that's the real agenda. You know, the agenda is not just to have you crying and boo-hooing about it. The agenda is for them to take these incidents, and when they go and pass laws, they're going to bring this shit up. So when anybody asks, well, why the hell did y'all do this? And why the hell did you do that? They're going to defer to these things. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah, what you had to say in that regard? Because I got one more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like he was saying about the whole agenda situation. If it don't, they didn't already brought light to it, so then they didn't already got their problem out the way, and they showing you what their reaction is, which is on the undercut, and then they got the solution already. They're like, okay, on to the next one. Let's go on to something else, and be like, oh yeah, what's up with football? Or they distracting you with a whole nother situation, because all these things correlate, and it's all numerical. That's what we've seen too. They always throwing them numbers up there, and that was a mathematical equation that they put together.
These dudes are so zesty out here, I was just looking at my motherfucking phone right here. These dudes are so zesty. I'm telling you. All right, so here we go. So all right, now we got the virtue signalers, right? We got the people that's going to do their agenda, right? You know what I'm saying? So maybe what's his face right here? She didn't really understand what was going on. But all right, but just in that regard, I want to dial back. So before I go into the virtue signaler, I want to dial back to something that happened recently. A little while back. Hold up. That's the wrong video. Excuse me. So I just fucked it up real quick. Hold up.
Corey, what's going on with you? Got somebody tuning in.
Of course, they were talking about potentially this.
All right, so that's the next video I'm going to post. So all right, let me go back because I try to set this up. These videos are scattered. Remember I said, Pope, I said there ain't no point in us trying to do this shit and get them all up at once because that shit gonna be more fucked up than anything. But you know what I'm saying? And that's proven to be true. So all right, so let's go with this. This is the video I want to go with right here. So just want to remind y'all of this shit right here. Come on, struggle streaming.
We got it. Here we go. You can slow us down, but you can't stop us.
You gotta make sure that shit is even gonna go up. All right, let me take.
Right.
Philadelphia police have announced charges against the woman accused of shooting and killing a SEPTA bus driver traveling through Germantown.
And police say 21-year-old Zonte Capers has been charged with murder as well as other.
My fault. All right, let me start.
Largest workers union to get a deal done or face the consequences of a strike, which could begin Wednesday.
What
would happen if there is a strike is within the city of Philadelphia.
Now, y'all remember this?
We would not be running any bus, subway, or trolley service.
She not wearing the agenda. This is an agenda that we just was talking about. We just was talking to y'all about this shit. You might not have picked up on it, but we literally telling you, what the agenda is. So let me this video acting is trolling me a little bit. What is it doing right there? Let me, you know what? I'm going to take you out of the studio real quick. You don't get to act up. You don't get to act up on during our dissertation. So let me take that video out, put it back.
Man, what's up?
1 second. So I'm gonna roll it back again, so you can see what we're talking about. You know what I mean? All right, so y'all, you're moving a little slow, brother. There you go. All right.
Police have announced. Charges against the woman accused of shooting and killing a SEPTA bus driver traveling through Germantown.
And police say 21-year-old Zonte Capers has been charged with murder as well as other related offenses. 48-year-old Bernard Gribben from Abington was shot 6 times yesterday morning at Green Street and Queen Avenue. Safety remains a major concern for SEPTA employees. Many are still coming to terms with what happened while in the midst of tense contract negotiations.
Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson is live outside the Wyndham Hotel in Old City, where both sides are still trying to find common ground ahead of next week's strike deadline. Becca.
Sarah and Corey, both sides understand the gravity of this deal and its impact. More than 650,000 Philadelphians rely on SEPTA every single day. They've been at the negotiating table for days now behind me in the Wyndham Hotel. And those talks could last through the weekend and into early next week.
A lot of times these talks do go down to the wire.
Time is winding down for SEPTA and its largest workers union to get a deal done or face the consequences of a strike, which could begin Wednesday.
What would happen if there is a strike is within the city of Philadelphia, we would not be running any bus, subway, or trolley service.
That affects more than 650,000 passengers per day and 55,000 school district of Philadelphia students who rely on the transportation to get to class. Both sides have been back at the negotiation table trying to agree on a new contract for Transport Workers Union 234. The core issues: wages, benefits, work roles, and safety.
That is a bigger discussion, so it's, there wouldn't be anything specific in the contract that could address all those concerns, but it's an important discussion to have.
This coming on the heels of a murder on a bus Thursday when a SEPTA bus driver, 48-year-old Bernard Gribben, was shot and killed by a passenger in Germantown. The union once again called for the National Guard to get involved for safety. Meanwhile, passengers are worried about the impacts of a strike.
It's going to be crazy. I don't have a car, I don't drive. It's going to be crazy.
My wheelchair takes me anywhere, okay? But
they're trying to get the National Guard involved.
It's just gonna be terrible.
And Corey, as the city braces for a strike, SEPTA is encouraging people to look at regional rail schedules to see if that's a viable alternative. Live here in Old City, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6, Action News. Corey.
They did go on strike, but it was brief. It was only for 3 days. And what happened was that the Philadelphia police had to help out with securing the people on the bus. Now, one of the things that they want to do is they want to put an armed guard or armed SEPTA police on every bus. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ever took in a bus in like New York and shit, the bus driver literally sits in a bulletproof box. You know what I'm saying? You can't get at the bus driver at all. These are the kind of things that they want on the bus. Now, of course, certain people don't be wanting to pay for certain things, and until it presents itself to be absolutely necessary. Case in point, these things happening. 4 is the door, 7 is the key, and 7 is septum. You know what I'm saying? So you have 4 and 7 that equal 11, and 11 juveniles shot while commuting on SEPTA. When is the National Guard going to get involved? What are they waiting for? You know what I'm saying? So this is what they want the average person to be thinking. It's the Hegelian dialectic. So when they impose certain things, you rejoice and say, I'm glad that they finally did something to tighten the noose on us. It's like when criminals commit crimes, right? A criminal obviously doesn't give a fuck about the law. So they impose laws and statutes and tighten the noose on you as a result of what somebody else does who doesn't even give a fuck about what law they change, and they're going to continue to do whatever they're doing, even if it is difficult. They'll just find another way to do it. But as the more difficult that it gets, this shit will keep happening, because it may well possibly be another way for some other nefarious clandestines to tighten the noose and to get you to go along with shit that you probably wouldn't have went along with had they just said, hey, why don't we just start stop and frisk people, right? So let's go to this clip right here. Hopefully Pope comes back, but we around in this curve to kind of, I think we pretty much proved our point. You know what I'm saying?
A retaliatory act from the one on Monday. Of course, on Monday, a 17-year-old juvenile was killed.
Good evening, Philadelphia. Over the past 2 days, we have seen 11 juveniles shot. Over the past few days, we have seen these senseless acts of gun violence occur in and around schools and public transportation, mass transit, SEPTA. The purpose of our being here on today is to inform you all that enough is enough, that every law enforcement partner that we have here in the city of Philadelphia is actively engaged and working together to ensure that every resource that is needed is readily available so that the work can be done to solve the crimes. Now, this is what's extremely important to me as mayor of this city, that the people of this city know that we will not be held hostage, that we will use every legal tool in the toolbox to ensure the public health and safety of the people of our city.
Heard what she said? Everything in the toolbox. So you got what you asked for. You know what I'm saying? Or they gave you the solution. Problem, reaction, solution. You know what I mean? So you're seeing that this plan is an agenda, to say the least. From the nefarious clandestines, as usual, like how they do every other goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? So we're probably gonna have to do a follow-up video to this. Because of course there's gonna be some sentencing and all that kind of shit. And eventually they're probably going to talk to some of these kids that's in the hospital, but this situation ain't over. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime that you got the mayor, the newly elected mayor, is willing to get her hair wet in the rain to address the people, look at her face right there. Hey, I ain't got nothing against Sherelle Parker. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Fiction is fiction, truth is truth, reality is reality. And nefarious clandestines manipulate all of that. You know what I mean? That's what we can say. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. I hope the process of critical thought flows through your body and not a perk or a fake perk. You know what I'm saying? We got Pope coming back. Is he coming back? I can't see. I'm blind. Let me stop saying that. I'm not blind. I can see quite well. I don't gotta get on my Kenneth Copeland shit. You know what I mean? I'm healed and well. You know what I mean? All right, so Pope is coming back in. We just rounding the 2-hour mark. You know what I mean? I think we can leave it there. What you think, man? You might have to watch the rest of the video on the playback. What I did, while you had some technical difficulties. You know what I mean? But I don't know what's going on with your communication, with your bars and all that right now. Is everything copacetic over there? Maybe that was a bad choice of words. I mean, yeah, maybe that was a bad choice of words. Is everything okay over there, man? You know what I'm saying? Well, apparently not. You know what I'm saying? If you come across vital information, it's your obligation to share with the nation. You know, with that said, I say peace and benedictions. It's better to know something than to believe it. Truth is undefeated. you know. And like my man Pope would say, if it take a village, then shit, we built this one. You know what I mean? Sign up for Time's Up. Sign up before Time's Up, you know. PopeandENT.com, RedPillRescue.com, you know, all that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe, you know, help a ninja out. You know what I'm saying? One time for the cookout, you know, one time for your mind and all of that. I'm going to leave you with this. Not that, but this. Only you, and only you, can prevent cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? Ashe, peace, and benedictions, and we out. You know, it is what it is. You know, watch the playback for something that you might have missed, because I'm pretty sure you did. Or maybe I didn't. Well, look, we struggle streaming.